What's going on, everybody? So we've got a training footage video for you here, and I would firstly like to say thank you for your patience. If you have clicked on this video for the kind of lack of videos the past few weeks, pretty much since I got back from the Europeans, I restarted a new training block and whatnot, and had made there's been some changes to training and been trying out some different things, and I really just didn't want to have to worry or focus about setting up cameras and worrying about camera angles and putting on the white lights and things like that. I just wanted to get in and just focus on my training and have really little to no distractions. I don't even really find the camera a distraction, but I simply just didn't really want to be putting up and setting up cameras and setting up lights and whatnot. I just wanted to get in and get it done. So from now on, pretty much every single squat I do that I film will be from this angle. Now, I'm aware that a lot of people ask for different angles, and I'm also very aware that just watching the same angle over and over again may be very tedious and can be tedious, but the thing is, and unfortunately for me, for my lifting, the absolute best camera angle for me is side on, and that is going to help me the most, as it is alone allow me to absolutely see my depth. A 100% true representation of my depth, and although I do pretty much hit depth every single time, I am really focused on just every single rep of every single set is to depth, and I don't want a single squat being high. I do feel that in the past training cycle, I did tend to kind of fall victim a little bit to the kind of, well, I've never had a single red light in my entire powerlifting career to depth. So if a couple of squats are a little bit high or they're on a little bit of the high side, then it's okay because I've never been called before. And I feel that it's almost a little bit of karma or whatever you want to say as to why I got red lights for depth in my first squat. It's almost maybe a little kick up the backside and like, well, look, there's a first time for everything, and I do feel that some of the squats are a little bit high. So that's something I'm going to resurrect, and I'm going to have every single squat must be below parallel. Parallel is simply not good enough, as the rule book states that the hip crease must be below the top of the knee in the IPF rule book. So every single squat must be below parallel, and this was 251 kilos for 5 sets times 5 reps, and as you can see, the hip crease is below parallel on every single rep, which I'm pleased about. Right now, we are in the rep ranges themselves are pretty high. So on Mondays, on squats, for example, on Mondays we are doing 5s, and on Thursdays, on Mondays we are doing 5s, and on Thursdays we are doing 9s. On deadlifts, on Tuesdays we are doing 4s, and on Saturdays we are doing 7s. On bench we are doing 8s on Mondays, we are doing 5s on Tuesdays, we are doing, I can't remember what Thursdays are. Thursdays are, I think they are 9s, and then Saturdays we are doing 4s. But again, don't quote me on the bench, I can't remember off the top of my head. So I am well without far away from my comfort zone right now. These kind of rep ranges and whatnot is something that I really struggle with, massively struggle with. I mean, you give me 8 doubles to do, I will absolutely just smash those 8 doubles. You give me 10 singles, I will smash those 10 singles. You give me 6 triples, I will smash those triples. You give me a 5x5 or a 4x9, I really struggle, and right now I am really far without my comfort zone, and that is absolutely amazing. I am loving it. The only true way to grow is to be out with your comfort zone, and I am well without it, and I'm very pleased about it. Is it necessarily nice during the sets? Probably not, but I am really enjoying it, and I'm really liking it. And another thing I'm doing is giving myself time caps. So on my phone, I now have a timer set up, and as soon as I'm finished, I take my belt off, take my wrist wraps off, press pause on the camera, and I click the timer. And by clicking the timer, I make sure that I give myself a time cap, which is something I never did before. I used to just rest as long as I felt necessary, and I also feel that ended up making the sessions go on much longer than normal, whereas now I'm giving myself a time cap. So for example, on the first set of 5 I had a 4-minute break, on the second set I had a 4-minute break, on the third set I had a 5-minute break, and then After completing the 4th set, I had a 7.5 minute break going into the 5th set. Now, normally I would probably if I was doing a 5x5, it'd probably take me an hour to do a 5x5. Literally, and I mean an hour from starting my first set, not from starting warm-ups, which is simply too long. So I'm giving myself a time cap, and that's going to be another good tool that is going to allow me to help increase my work capacity. One thing I'm also really focused on trying to do is get my weight up. I weighed the same at the Europeans as I did at the British, the exact same. It was the same weigh-in time, and I had ate the same amount of food before, so I weighed the same. So I pretty much hadn't really gained any weight. Now, I need to realise a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. A bigger muscle also creates size, and size creates leverage, and they are going to allow me to lift more weight. So I'm right now currently averaging about a 120.5 kilo weigh-in. So I am a couple of kilos up from the Europeans. Now, I know people might say that's a bit excessive, but honestly I feel that I subconsciously maybe in the kind of because of the training I'd done that had involved a lot of caffeine and quite a lot of hype and whatnot, I really struggled to eat on those kind of days, and with that being an extended period of time, I feel that I was unintentionally under eating because I just did not have the appetite. So I am making sure that I am eating enough and deliberately trying to gain weight, and I'm going to try and get up to about 122 kilos, which is about 1.5 kilos of what I am now, for the World Championship. So I'll have a 2 kilo cut to do, which cutting 2 kilos when you weigh 120 kilos is pretty stupidly easy. I mean, quite frankly, I could probably stop eating food and fluid at 5 o'clock and weigh in at 12 o'clock the next day, and that would probably allow me to make weight, as I've done that before. So yeah, it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll speak to all of you guys next time.